Most people don't fail in their careers because they are lazy or they are unlucky. They fail. They fail because they confuse a good outcome with a good decision. Let me explain this with examples so that we are able to understand it much easily. Just think of a situation that you go somewhere, you are trying to buy a lottery ticket. Go in a shop and say, I want to buy a lottery. You buy $1 million, $1 billion lottery. Pay for it. You hope that, fingers crossed that I win this lottery. The outcome is you are getting million or $1 billion out of it if you actually win it. So the outcome that we're looking at is absolutely great. And you go on to win that ticket. I wish you do it. But, and I hope you remember me in case you win that $1 billion lottery. But if you win that $1 billion lottery, do you think that decision was great? That's great that I decided to buy this ticket. If I had not gotten this ticket, I would have never gotten this $1 billion. Or do you think that decision was wrong? That decision, even though you won that lottery, the outcome that was great that you were looking for, even then that decision was not great. That was a stupid decision. And why would you say that? We would say that because we are looking at it from statistics perspective. We are not just looking at, on luck. I bought it, I won it. The probability of it was terrible, absolutely terrible. Like, it's not like out of 100, one person is winning. It's like 1 in, say, million, or I don't know how much probability is going to be out of which you are going to win that ticket. So if you look at probability, the decision was terrible there, absolutely terrible. Because even though you won it, the chances of you not winning are extremely high, extremely high. The good outcome doesn't make it a good decision. Even though here the good outcome was the outcome of winning the huge amount in the lottery ticket. Even with that good outcome that it was giving you, it doesn't make it a good decision. Now let's look at another example on this. Just think you have to travel somewhere. You are like, I have to travel, the holidays are coming, I have to book tickets for my flight. You go book tickets and start traveling. And I hope it doesn't happen, but your plane crashes. Your plane crashes. Do you think then that was a good decision? Because outcome that you had was terrible. The outcome that you got out of it, the plane crash. It's a horrible, outcome that you are getting. Do you think that was a good decision? Yes. Even though the outcome was not positive. The outcome that we were looking for was not positive because the plane crashed. Even in that, we would say that the decision to travel by flight was correct one, because the probability of plane crashing is much, much less than probability of winning a lottery ticket. And this is where decision making is important. And why I'm talking about this is, in our careers, when we have to make these decisions, the decisions work in the same way in the careers the way we are talking right now. Because a lot of times I see the students, I have gone through this. I have myself gone through this when I was a student, early career professional. I see a lot of times those people in those phases copy the outcomes without checking probabilities. They copy the outcome that is shown, but they don't look at the probabilities and make those decisions. Now just think of it. I see a lot of people thinking, because I was also thinking at the time, that I don't have to make decisions. When I was a student, I thought, I'm in my school, I don't have to make decisions. My parents or others around me will help me make those decisions. And when I am, matured enough, older enough, then I will make those big decisions that will influence my life. That's what I used to think. But just look at it. The decisions that we have to make, Like even when we are moving from school to colleges, we have to decide, do we want to take science stream, we have to take commerce, we have to take arts, do you want to become a doctor, you want to become a lawyer, do you want to become an engineer, do you want to become a chartered accountant, CPA, there are so many, or you want to become a musician, you want to become a sportsman, there are so many decisions that we have to make. Now what happens is, when we make those decisions, when you are young at the time, making decisions in itself is tough. But when you are so young and naive at that age and we have to make those decisions, we make that decision looking at what someone told me. My parents, they will always be right. They will think always good about me. So they will tell us what decision I have to make. I will see what all others are doing. I will make my decision based on what all other people are doing. If everyone is going for engineering, let me go there. In engineering, what field everyone is taking? Oh, they are taking computer science. Okay, let me do that. Because I have got so much, great marks. So I am able to get that seat. Why would I leave that? Everyone is focusing on that stream. Let me go for it. So we take that decision. After taking that decision, we have to go ahead, right? We go ahead, we complete our studies, specialization, super specialization, graduation, whatever, post-graduation, what all things. We start working. The work is a little different than what we studied, but then work is related to the field that we, have our expertise in with the studies. But we are not happy there. We keep on hammering down in that stream. We are like, I have studied so much. I have, have so much experience now. I have, worked in this for a few years. Why is it that I am not being able to successful? The reason being the decision that was made at start of your career was not based on the statistics. We looked at a survivorship bias, if I put it that way. Survivorship bias of you saw the people who survived the drill, they went ahead, won, and then we looked at it, oh, this is what I am going to get if I win. So that is the outcome that we are looking at. The survivorship bias kicked in. It was not based on what is good for you. That's the problem that we face. I have gone through this. Quite honestly, I have gone through this. I have also done education and all that, looking at what everyone else was doing. So it's not something that, I'm telling you. I'm just telling I was in that situation as well, but there was no one to tell me this. So I hope that you are, able to listen to this and understand what I am talking about in respect to the decision making. Because decision making is an important aspect in your career. Don't think that when you are older, then you have to make those big decisions. The decisions that you are going to make in your early career as students or early career professionals are going to make a huge impact in your career. Let's talk about the three things that kind of lessons in this that we'll talk about. One is good outcomes don't prove good decisions. We talked about it, the lottery tickets, the good outcomes don't prove that it is a good decision. Number two, career decisions should be judged by probability and not popularity. This is an important piece. It should be judged by probability. Just think of probability of the success that you are going to get in it. Not just the popularity, like everyone is buying the lottery ticket, there must be something in it. Let me also buy it. If I win, I'm going to, be a billionaire. Just don't look at the popularity. Just judge it based on the probability which is there. Number three, the best decisions keep future options open. The best decisions that you are going to take, they are always going to help you keep the future options open and not close it. So, for example, you want to become a doctor. You I want to become a doctor. I have a medical professional. I have my dream that I want to be a medical professional. But you don't know exactly what kind of doctor you want to become. That's fine. Because you are clear that this is what I want to become. When you go there, you start learning, you understand more. Even if you don't get the exact seat that you're looking for, you go there, you see what heart specialist is, what eye specialist is. You look at all the different options and then pick the one that you get or you like. So if you make that decision, you are keeping a lot of other options open for you. This doesn't mean you can't change the paths later. You can change those paths later. I don't want to come across as someone who is saying, oh, you have made that decision, you can't change it later. You can change it later. It means I want to tell you, you should understand the risk you are taking when you choose that path. I want you to understand the risk you are taking, not just, buying a lottery ticket and saying, everything falls in place. I hope, I'm praying, if I'm lucky, I'm going to win it. Just remember the risk that you are taking out of it. You can always change the path, always change your path in the career. I hope this was useful. If you are a student and you are early career professional, just make sure you understand the importance of decision making in the phase that you are in. I know it is a little difficult to understand, difficult to make decisions in general in life, but in your phase which is very delicate, your career is going to be decided based on it. I want you to make those decisions. Try to understand what I was trying to explain, and if you have any questions, keep that in the comments, or if you have any inputs as well, if you have taken decisions or any those would be helpful for others, post that and share that in the comments so that it will be helpful for others.